Hello my friends, this is my top 5 tips for digital transformation in 2022. Just to get us started, make sure we're on the same page. What is digital transformation? In my world, digital transformation is the deliberate strategic repositioning of your business in the digital economy. It does require a fair amount of strategic planning as well as understanding the business capabilities of emerging technology in order to be inspired as to doing new things, creating new products, new services, and new business models. Let's get on to tip number 1. Don't stop at digitizing, transform. This is Kevin. He is the Chief Technical Officer of a large organization, and he's been trying to digitally transform it for the past number of years. It's not working out. The economics of the business show that the cost of technology is rising, the sales are not increasing, the interactions with customers from a digital perspective are actually growing, but we're by no means competing in the digital economy the way the media has promised us. The challenge that Kevin has is that he doesn't have permission to transform across the organization. He's got agency only to work within the silos that currently exist. The problem is our customers don't care about those silos. So as a result, Kevin optimizes, he digitizes, he takes technology and platforms, makes things mobile, does things faster, cheaper, better. Kevin is stuck. He wants to be able to get to transformation, but it is a team sport. It is the creation of new products, services, and business models. It requires innovation, leveraging emerging technology. It requires a new value proposition. And to do that, we need to go on a journey of transformation. He asks the leaders, what are we transforming into? He gets several different answers. This is causing the business to simply stay where it is, and it mistakes digitization for transformation. There's a third phase, which is AI-based optimization, but that's for another video for a different day. Here is tip number 2. Tip number 2, business leaders, you've got to lead. Technologists deliver. In our experiences, technologists deliver exactly what it is that you ask them for. It's what you're asking for is the problem. This is Victoria. She's the Chief Technical Officer for a pharmaceutical organization. She's been given the task of digitally transforming. They want to become AI-powered innovators. The problem is that no one really understands what that truly means. Victoria, she gets it. I mean, she understands enterprise architecture, the value of data, data integrity. She understands platforms, mobility of working, cybersecurity. She gets all of that, but she's not a chemist. She's not a subject matter expert in the pharmaceutical world, but yet she's been tasked to transform it. In the absence of being moved past digitization and transformation, she gets stuck like Kevin in digitizing. Why? Because the leaders don't understand the business capabilities of emerging technology. And the leaders have to lead transformation. We can give the technologists the budget, but we cannot get the technologists to have agency over changing architecture within our business. That requires leaders. They won't do that unless they understand the power of emerging technology. To do that, they need to go through 3 different phases. They need to first educate themselves in digital transformation, what it means to innovate in the digital economy, the idea of data, and how all of that works. Then they need to find out new market positions. Remember, it's the strategic repositioning. And then the third thing they need to do is execute with rapid experimentation. This is not something the industry is used to due to its regulation and many other constraints, but it's something that the business leaders need to oversee if transformations to work. Here's tip number 3. Upgrade how you roadmap. This is Matez. Matez has been a very successful operations director inside an organization. He has tried to bridge the gap between the strategies that are being created at the executive level and the operational execution. For years, he's worked with business units where they conduct SWOT analysis. But he's discovered that 5 different business units put into 5 different rooms come up with 5 different SWOT analysis and interpretation of the business. There's no data running through this. He then moved to the silly acronyms, which are often in vogue because they're simple to understand but answer very few questions. The acronyms as if it's a paint by numbers example of digital transformation. It doesn't work like that. He then moved on to more substantial business canvases, but again, subjectivity ruled the day. He's discovered that competitors come in and out. They grow fast, rapidly in the digital economy and can impact your market position. He also understands that the customer and the customer data can be dynamic. Demands come and go quicker than quite often we can even respond to them. But without looking at marketplace competition and demands from customers in real time and using these in our strategic planning, we're going to be lost when it comes to being able to take action. It's a bit like taking a photograph of a fast moving car in a race. You can't tell its direction. You can't tell how good the driver is. And this is a metaphor for your competitors in the marketplace. If you can't tell what's happening, you only take snapshots, it's going to lead to disruption. Here's number 4. Treat strategic communications with the importance that you would treat the rest of your technology purchases. Why? Because there are 2 major failings that we see in digital transformation in this area. The first is internal communications. Now, I'm not talking about Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, although those things may be needed. I'm talking about strategically aligning the messages that are going to people internally. If any of you remember Star Trek, where we faced the Borg and it said resistance is futile.
I am Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile.
In digital transformation, resistance is not futile. If you want to resist, you can bring down the entire transformation, and it happens. And it happens because of lack of communication. We don't first build up the momentum and create an entity or a program of movement. We don't explain how it aligns with our strategies. And what people are really wanting to know is, what does it mean for me? Are you going to displace my job? What does the next job look like? People are not afraid of the change. People are afraid of unknowns. Remove those unknowns and you will find that it greases the wheels. The second thing about communications is if transformation is not adding a new value proposition, if we cannot articulate what we're transforming into and why and how it benefits the customer, then the customer is unlikely to understand why they should continue with us. Clarity in communication, clarity to internal staff, clarity to customers trumps persuasion every time. We've got to be clear, we've got to put the communications up there with the same level of importance as we do the technology. It's quite often missing, quite often we default to marketing tactics. Here's tip number 5. Avoid creating random acts of digital. If the strategic direction is that we will become a blockchain-based innovator, that does not give direction. That just indicates a tool that's going to be used. There is a process for innovation. There needs to be innovation if we're to create a unique value proposition and strategically reposition ourselves. And to do that, we start with the customer problem, pain, or unmet need. Now, we quite often then award ideas. Well done, good idea. But ideas are worthless and plentiful. It's an idea that's executed, starts to have value, and the idea then morphs and changes, and we need creativity. But creativity, whilst it is a unique human innate part of our being, you don't pick up a guitar and just start becoming creative. You don't just start painting a picture and become creative. Creativity requires practice, and therefore we need to create capacity for that to happen. Then we need to innovate, but it's innovate to solve problems that were highlighted in the strategy, not blue sky thinking. It doesn't require that. Anything that was going to require the thinking should have been done in the strategic planning part. The road mapping. And when we get that right, we can then say no to 1,000 ideas because they don't match the strategic aims. Get that to work like clockwork and we create a culture of innovation. We go from divergent, random acts of digital, which do not impact, in fact, they diffuse the power of our communication to the customer, to convergent. We then start to focus on what's really going to add value to the customer, and we build on those layers in order to perpetually bring us forward. If you like these 5 tips, you can take a course on how to become a digital transformation consultant. We also offer in-house courses for business leaders, managers, and decision makers on digital transformation. Education is a core part of the transformation process. And if you just need assistance, of course, we have worldwide digital transformation consultants waiting to take your call. Statistically speaking, if you're still watching, you're one of the few. Usually everybody's dropped off at this stage. So please hit subscribe, and I thank you for watching this far.